If you've ever felt stuck living paycheck to paycheck, watching others get ahead while you stay in the same place, you're not alone. Most people struggle with money because they focus on big dreams instead of small, achievable steps. I learned this the hard way. When I was 19, I had almost nothing. No savings, no wealthy family, and no fancy degrees. What I did have was a goal. I wanted to save $10,000 in just 1 year, even with a low income. It wasn't easy, but it was possible, and I want to share exactly how I did it, step by step, so you can do it too. The first thing I had to do was completely change my mindset about money. Most people treat money like luck or fate. They think, I don't earn enough or I'll never get ahead. But money is a skill, not a privilege. I started by writing down every single dollar I earned and every dollar I spent for 1 month. Everything from groceries and coffee to subscriptions and small online purchases. At first, it felt tedious, but the clarity it gave me was eye-opening. You can't control what you don't track. Understanding where your money was going allowed me to see opportunities to save that I had never noticed before. Once I had a clear picture, I realized that small changes could make a massive difference over time. The next step was cutting the hidden leaks. Most people have tiny daily expenses that seem insignificant, but add up to hundreds or even thousands a year. I canceled all subscriptions I wasn't using. I stopped buying coffee and eating out so often. I started meal prepping to save money on food, which alone saved me hundreds each month. I started waiting 24 hours before making non-essential purchases, which cut impulse spending dramatically. For transportation, I walked, biked, or used public transport whenever possible instead of taking ride shares. By the end of the first month, I had already saved hundreds, just by noticing where my money was going and making small adjustments. Saving is one side of the coin, but earning more is the other. Most people try to save without increasing income, which makes progress painfully slow. I explored different ways to make money on the side without needing a high-paying job. Freelancing was the first thing I tried. I offered simple services like graphic design, writing, and social media management. Even as a beginner, I could earn $20 to $50 an hour by helping people solve real problems. I also took on part-time side hustles like dog walking, tutoring, and delivery driving, which gave me immediate cash flow. Selling items I no longer needed online was another easy way to add money. Small amounts from each of these sources quickly added up. I also invested a little into a high-interest savings account and index funds. Even small investments matter because of the power of compounding. The first $10,000 isn't about huge windfalls. It's about consistent effort and building momentum. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to rely on willpower to save money. Life is unpredictable, and without automation, it's easy to spend what you earn. I set up an automatic transfer to a separate savings account every 2 weeks. Out of sight, out of mind. This approach forced me to treat saving like a non-negotiable expense. I didn't see the money in my checking account, so I didn't spend it. Over time, this simple habit became the backbone of my $10,000 goal. Tracking progress was equally important. I created a simple spreadsheet where I logged every side hustle payment, every saved dollar, and every expense. Seeing numbers increase, even by small amounts, was incredibly motivating. By month 6, I had already saved over $5,500. By month 9, I was past $8,000. Momentum compounds. Once you see results, even small victories push you to keep going. And before you know it, you're ahead of where you thought you could be. Even with discipline, having a simple budgeting system helps. I followed a basic approach. Half of my money went to essentials like rent, bills, and food. About 30% went to small wants or entertainment, and 20% went directly to savings or investments. This approach allowed me to enjoy life a little while still staying disciplined. You don't need to deprive yourself. You just need a system that keeps your savings growing automatically. Not all ways to make money are equal. I realized I had to focus on high-impact actions. Doubling hours on my most profitable side hustles, taking gigs that paid more per hour, and selling items with higher resale value first accelerated my progress. These small optimizations shaved months off my timeline. Instead of dragging out a year, I reached my $10,000 goal with room to spare. Once I started earning more, I had to fight the temptation of lifestyle inflation. Most people earn more and immediately spend more, keeping themselves in the same cycle. I resisted buying new gadgets or fancy clothes. I continued living like I had a low income and let every extra dollar go toward my savings. This mindset made a huge difference between barely saving and hitting my goal in just 12 months. Celebrating small wins was another crucial part of staying motivated. Each milestone, whether $1,000, $5,000, or $8,000, deserved recognition. I treated myself to a small reward, shared progress with friends, or simply acknowledged it privately. Recognizing achievements, no matter how small, kept me energized and focused. Hitting $10,000 was more than just money. It was proof that I could earn, save, and invest strategically. It showed me that financial discipline and smart choices matter more than luck. Once you reach this milestone, it becomes easier to save more, invest more, and build long-term wealth. I made sure to maintain an emergency fund, continue investing in index funds, and reinvest in skills and side hustles that had the most potential for growth. These steps laid the foundation for financial independence. The journey taught me that you don't need a high-paying job to save a substantial amount in a year. Discipline, focus, small daily actions, and smart financial decisions are what truly make the difference. You can start today by tracking your money, cutting unnecessary expenses, and taking one small step toward earning extra. Consistency is more powerful than quick wins. 1 year later, I had reached my $10,000 goal. I did it without a high income, without luck, and without relying on anyone else. The key was taking small, deliberate steps every day, building momentum, and keeping the bigger picture in mind. Your first $10,000 isn't just a number. It's proof that you can take control of your finances and achieve what many people think is impossible. If you found this video helpful and want to see more strategies on saving, earning, and growing your wealth, make sure to subscribe. I'll be sharing practical tips that you can actually use step by step, so you don't have to struggle like most people do. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.